Hello everybody, and just here, and welcome back to DANDADAN, episode 11, the penultimate one. Oddly enough, it really doesn't feel like this series should be ending. It really doesn't. I, they better announce season 2, and they announce it soon. Because if they don't, then I'm gonna be very displeased. Because really, 12 episodes feels like way too few for a series like that. But it is what it is. I have hopes that it's gonna be a split core. Many recent shows seemingly do the split core thing, so perhaps Dandadan is just one of them. What happened in the previous one? Well, in the previous episode, two important things happened, really. Well, maybe three. One of the things was that Okarun and Momo had a chance to clear up the misunderstanding where Momo spotted Okarun laying on top of Aira, right? That's important, that's good. They actually talked, and they actually resolved that problem with Okarun acting all meek and cute and Momo very much being into it. Second important thing that happened was a bit of character growth for Aira, right? She she said that she said that it was Momo who stripped her, and well, it wasn't exactly untrue because Momo did tell her to strip, but still, and uh, and that rumor quickly spread in the class at least, but Aira kind of realized what she did and realized that it wasn't anything good and anything fun, especially after people started kind of connecting the dots to her previous rumor of Momo being a very how do I say it so that YouTube doesn't copy? No, YouTube's not gonna copy strike it, but you know what I mean. Momo being very not picky when it comes to men. I'm just gonna say. So those two rumors kind of connected, and Ira realized what she did, and she cut those rumors off. She admitted that this was a rumor that she has spread, and please don't say anything bad about Momo. Cool. Again, character growth, and I like it. I like it very much. She even met up with Momo later on, or rather, Momo spotted her and decided to join her and talk a little bit. And she was acting all tsundere, but Momo knew the truth. Momo very much knew the truth, and now they're gonna be friends. Still fighting over Okarun, no doubts about it, but on a little bit more friendly terms, I'd say. And the third important thing that happened was at the very end of the episode, and this was Momo's childhood friend, whose name Gigi. Yeah, Gigi is his name. He appeared. He came back to the city, I'm assuming, because Seiko heard from his mother. So I'm assuming it's something like he went away with his mom on some, I don't know, scholarship or business trip with her or whatever. And now he's back and their old house has been sold or something and he's gonna have to stay at Seiko's. There's probably gonna be some shenanigans like that. Do I think that he is any sort of a threat to Okarun? Absolutely not. But it's gonna be fun seeing how seeing Okarun worry about it, right? The same way that Momo was worried about Aira, now we're gonna have Okarun worried about Gigi, and it's gonna be fun, or at least funny, if my predictions are right. And yeah, that's basically most of what the previous episode was. It was mostly just a slice of lifey episode dealing with the fallout of the three of them landing naked or half naked in the middle of the school. Apparently, they just kind of disappeared from classroom and then just randomly appeared, but nobody really pays it any mind. So I wonder if there's something going on there, like some, I don't know, perception obstruction or whatever, where they have seen that they just disappeared, but nobody treats it as something supernatural or whatever. I don't know. We'll see about it. Maybe in the future, we'll see. Anything else in the previous episode that would be otherwise important? Not really. Just those three things, really. Momo and Okarun clearing up the air, Aira's character growth, and Gigi. So I'm assuming in today's episode we're gonna deal with Gigi, and because we only have 2 episodes left, then I assume some sort of a monster is going to appear, and in episode 12 that same monster is gonna be defeated, right? Every arc seems to have some sort of a monster, right? The first arc had the Flatwoods monster and the Serpoyans. Then Aira's arc had the crab dude and the Serpo. No, the Aira's arc had the Aira introduction arc had the acrobatic Silky. Then when Aira joined the team, there was the crab dude and Serpoyans and Nessie. So I'm assuming the introduction arc for Gigi is gonna have some singular entity as well, and then as he joins the team, presumably he gains superpowers somehow, maybe, I have no clue, probably. We're gonna have to face some other monsters, and that's probably gonna be where season 2 starts. I don't know, just my prediction. I can't really be sure about that. But I think we're gonna get some sort of a monster here. DANDADAN is not the kind of a show that would just set aside a part of it, right? I really don't think they would just set aside the monster part and have the next 2 episodes just be about, slice of lifey romance drama between Gigi, Momo, and Okarun or something like that. It really doesn't seem like the style of this show. So probably monster appears, Gigi gets superpowers, and that's how it goes. I don't know though. So let's see, right? Let's watch this episode and see where exactly it goes. And to do that, you're gonna need your subs, of course, to follow along with me. I'm gonna need my sound to hear what's going on in the show. And I'm gonna have to ask you for support. Support the channel if you want monetarily on Patreon or YouTube down below or not. Share my content, spread the word, it costs absolutely nothing and helps the channel a lot. And with that, we can start watching episode 11 of DANDADAN in 3, 2, 1, go. Right, rocket engine valve. That's also a thing that happened. uh Aira constantly looking at Okarun. You're in danger, Okarun. Probably not. Yeah, that's actually very clear from his design. uh, and so the brain cell has been split into 4. Everybody used to have a third, now everybody has just a quarter. Can do. He's gonna live here. Amazing song, by the way. Ah, quarter a brain cell each. Really? Yes. Yes, that's exactly it. It's a brand new familiar. You're mixing. Yeah. The more people they add to the cast, the dumber they get. I swear. You have a home, Okarun? Color me surprised. Come on. Come on. There we go. Can't leave her man sulking like that. Hmm? Oh, okay. Sure. Yeah, I had no idea either. I also had no idea what the pointing at an open hand was supposed to mean. A bit of tsun is a part of a balanced diet. Not enough? What is this feeling in my heart? Could it be jealousy? Uh, just give her some praise, and she immediately grows to like you. Also, how does he perceive Turbo Granny? I wonder. No, absolutely not. uh, whole ass hot pot. Right, the whole L above the head. Oh, okay, so not a golden ball. Huh. But it turned out to be haunted. Hmm. So does he just see Turbo Granny? That looks like a Serpoyan. Vaguely. Yeah, kind of like a Serpoyan with horizontal eyes, vertical eyes. Some sort of a curse, probably then. Or some sort of a monster yokai that feeds on people's life energies or whatever. Damn! Hmm. Seiko. Yep. uh, yeah. If Seiko can't do anything, then Momo and Okarun can probably kick its ass. And maybe Gigi is gonna gain its superpowers. And he's gonna join the squad. True. That's an established limitation. Yeah, that's old, isn't it? Hmm. Fell down somewhere in the area? And maybe the ghost got to it. And that's why it had so much power now. Right? Like it was some sort of a tiny little whatever, I don't know, poltergeist. Then it got into contact with the golden ball and it gained enough power to start like killing the exorcist and whatnot. Maybe. Very late opening, by the way. We're almost halfway through the episode. So could it be that the final episode is gonna be recovering Okarun's second ball? Feels kind of fast, doesn't it? Because if that's what it is, then then we kind of lose like the main driving force, the thing that drives the action. We're gonna have to find something new, or we're gonna get a period of monster of the week kind of deal. I don't know. We'll see. Entirely possible that I don't know. Okarun gets his ball back, but oh no, Ira got her ovary stolen, or I don't fucking know. Maybe. Or maybe Gigi is gonna get his ball stolen or something. Or his banana organ. uh, uh, Amazing reactions from from everybody in the classroom. Oh, they're not pleased. Okay, she doesn't like flashy guys. Cool. uh, God damn it. Uh, Childhood friend. There's nothing lovey-dovey between you. Exactly. Exactly, girl. You tell him. Oh, amazing lesson topic. uh, wasn't she clear that she doesn't? No, no, definitely not. Slim chances. She can't really lose interest in the occult, can she? Like, she's a part of this world. Uh, just talk to her, dude. To her or to Muko? Muko, yeah. She's gonna protect Momo in your absence. No worries. Oh, the not kettlebells. What's it called? Whatever. Ways. uh, no, she has her lunchbox with her. Lunchbox, yeah. Oh, possessive, aren't we? They're made for each other. There we go. Can't say no to that. Fuck you won't. A boyfriend, to be exact. Milk. No, not milk. Some yogurt drink? Something like that? I don't think you can avoid that, my dude. Some monster is gonna appear soon, and exactly. Exactly. Uh, and the both of you are gonna have to take care of that. You can outrun him. How about Momo's telekinesis? She had it! What are you doing, dude? Putting yourselves in harm's way. Golden Ball! Okay, Okarun. Time to henshin. That's the most important now, of course. Henshin! You're not gonna. Oh? Oh? Racing music? Oh, half henshin already? There we go. Huh? Yep. Classic racing music. Horse races, to be more precise. I don't know the exact title of it. Amazing animation. Hold my hand, Okarun. Oh? Hmm. There we go. How do people perceive it, I wonder? Just a random teenager running on top of cars? People flying in the air? How exactly? Just grab the ball. You don't need a whole entire monster. Oh, or just wait until he explodes. That's also fine. Oh, right. The anatomy models can reassemble themselves. I mean, they can be assembled and deassembled. Okay, we still have a few minutes. Why are you taking Gigi with you? Hmm. Oh, you have his spleen or something. Smart thinking. Out of range? Grab the ball. Screams. Oh, heart. Even better. Ah, you sadist. Grab the ball before he runs again. Oh, whomst? Just in my left ear. Oh, another anatomy model that was thrown away? Probably something like that. A love story of two anatomical models who were separated. Yep, exactly. Touching reunion. uh, yeah, exactly. Okarun just had an epiphany. Be like Taro Okarun. Just don't forget to retrieve the ball, you know? That's kind of an important bit, isn't it? Though if he retrieves it, then Taro loses. What exactly? Power, some modicum of it. Does he lose the ability to, like, live? The other model, Hana, I think, she can speak even without a golden ball. So presumably it's something that Taro already could do, and the golden ball just gave him the power to go fast. Maybe. So since they're reunited anyway, just grab the ball and they can stay together. No biggie. How did the ball make it to that model, though? Well, that's a question, isn't it? And spoilers? Yeah, spoilers. So, oh, smacked my mic. Oh, and no title, and my player closed because of course it did, because I still haven't changed that behavior in the settings. Let's watch it again, shall we? Yes, we shall. All right then. Yeah, bit of a recap, and I love the introduction of him, the introduction of Gigi, right? Like he's introduced as this, cool, sporty, jockey kind of dude that all the girls are just, immediately dropping their panties in front of, right? Like complete womanizer and heart killer and whatnot. And then he opens his mouth, and yeah, he's just a dumb stupid idiot. uh, is just a damn stupid idiot, and Okarun has absolutely nothing to worry about. Absolutely nothing to worry about, but of course, that's not how he interprets it, right? He looks at everything that happens through the lens of his low self-esteem, essentially, right? Like he blocks out the fact that Momo very clearly says that she wants nothing to do with Gigi. Well, okay, they are still friends and whatnot, but she is not attracted to him, right? And she doesn't even want him to stay here and everything like that. But Okarun doesn't notice that, right? Okarun sees that's a cool dude, right? With a cool hair, with some earrings, with a very sporty clothes and whatnot. I'm in danger, right? He poses a danger to me. He's a threat in my relationship with Momo. And that's all that he sees, basically. And Aira, of course, is still onto the idea of Ragnarok now. Now Ragnarok. She added to the mix. I guess she read a book about Viking beliefs, Viking mythology, Scandinavian mythology, and she just figured, oh yeah, Ragnarok, absolutely, for sure, in Japan. Why not? Uh, of course. See you tomorrow, yeah. Mata ashita. Still not quite enough to alleviate all of his concerns. And Momo is too embarrassed to alleviate them openly, right? Because if Momo were to say something along the lines of there is nothing between me and Gigi, then she would be admitting that she mm, it would be an admittance of being open to a relationship, right? Basically admitting I'm not currently in a relationship with anyone, hint hint, wink wink, nudge nudge, right? If you'd like, maybe, right? It would be this kind of thing. So she can't even say that because she's way too embarrassed about her own feelings, and she's unsure of Okarun's, which makes perfect sense, right? You can never sit in anybody else's head. You can never guess what another person is feeling until they tell you. And that's a risk. Okarun cannot admit that he's in love with Momo, and Momo cannot admit that she's in love with Okarun. Even though, if they were to admit that, and they were to confess those feelings, they would hear that the other party loves them in return. Yeah, that's a tough place to be. What do we have here? Miso with tofu and wakame, probably. Some pickled radish. Hamburg steak, of course, with either carrots or pumpkin, bit of broccoli, and noodles of some kind, which is interesting. Hamburg steak usually I see with rice, not with noodles, but he does have some rice on the side, so maybe they're not noodles, maybe they're like, I don't know, uh, moonbean sprouts or something like that. Could be. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and apparently Gigi's parents landed in a hospital because of this house that looks haunted. This, yeah, this looks like a Serpoyan. 100%. Well, maybe not here. This does not look like a Serpoyan. Only kinda sorta. But the silhouette, right? The ears and the general the lack of neck and everything like that, that very much looks like a Serpoyan. But then we get a look at it, and it still looks like a Serpoyan actually. Nose, the big mouth, big smile, but kind of twisted, right? Serpoyans have tiny little black dots for eyes, and this thing has two large vertical eyes and some like third eye kind of deal. Could it be like an elite Serpoyan, something like that? Serpoyan leader? Maybe. That would explain why he felt that the space looked right, but not quite right. If it was, say, some sort of a simulation, maybe some sort of a pocket dimension, right? I'm gonna note it down actually. Where is there is DANDADAN? Gigi's house is a Serpoyan pocket dimension, or what did I say? Simulation. And to continue from there in that very same vein, monster at Gigi's is a Serpoyan. That's my best theory so far. It might be something completely different, completely and utterly alien. We have not seen the color purple in connection with Serpoyans. We have not seen those sort of tendrils in connection with Serpoyans. Could be something else entirely. I really like the presentation here. It reminds me of. Was it a. No, it wasn't Arrival. Arrival was the squid monsters communicating with Ink, right? There was some sort of a first contact movie that had this visual of an alien black silhouette backlit by a strong light. Can't remember what it was. Spirit mediums for an exorcism, yeah, and all of them, none of them managed, and instead all of them just started committing suicide, one after another. I wonder. Would Serpoyans even bother eliminating them? I don't think I don't think mediums and exorcists would be of any danger to Serpoyans. So why would they eliminate them? It's gotta be a yokai of some sort, and a very strong one. And yeah, of course, Seiko can't really do anything because it's not her territory, but Momo does not have this limitation. So she can just grab Okarun, maybe grab Aira as well, and just go kick ass. Maybe even grab Gigi once his superpowers are reawakened, assuming he has any. I I want to hate his character, you know? I want to I want to hate him for being obnoxious, for being in your face. I'm usually not a fan of characters like that, right? Who are obnoxious for the sake of being obnoxious, who are trying to be so funny and ridiculous that it feels forced, right? I'm really not a fan of characters like that. But Gigi somehow works. I really can't bring myself to hate him. And I don't know why. Maybe because he has those moments of clarity, right? Like here, earnestly talking to Momo. And this is sort of a mask, persona, maybe? I don't know. Hmm. And also, he's not like too obnoxious, right? Like, it would be a different thing if he were to try to, I don't know, hug mom or kiss her or something like that, right? That would be a whole entirely different thing. But he's not doing that. He's just speaking funny words and he's just being kinda annoying, but not really, right? Interesting balance. Uh, and yeah, he even stole the heart of Momo's friends, and he of course had to say, "We're cohabitating." Exactly. Know your place. She already has a boyfriend. I love that Momo's friends realize it, or at least Muko does, while Momo herself is still kinda oblivious to the relationship she has and to her own feelings. That's cool. Hmm. And Okarun is of course worried, yeah. He called Miss Ayase Momo and said she was cute. Here's the thing, Okarun. If you were to ask Momo if you can call her Momo, she would probably agree. She would probably blush and be a little soon about it, but she would probably agree. So it's not necessarily something super special to Gigi in that way, where Gigi can have it, but Okarun cannot, right? It's something that Okarun can also get. And saying she's cute, well, you can also do that. Nobody's stopping you. Well, nobody's stopping you but yourself. Essentially, that's what Okarun's whole shtick boils down to. Really, his self-esteem is so low that he can't even like uh accept the thought that she might be interested in him, that he might be interested in her, right? That's his issue. Could their feelings be mutual? It was pretty fucking clear that it's not. But of course, again, Okarun was not able to see that because, of course. Also, I love how he draws Momo with so much detail comparatively, but Gigi is just whatever stickman with no face. uh, this could be you, Okarun. And yeah, of course, Momo would want to eat some lunch with you, and of course she would want to feed you, because why wouldn't she? Even if it's in a teasing manner, then she would blush, she would be all soon about it, but she would do it. Absolutely, that's how it would go. If not for fucking Gigi, you cockblocker. And again, Momo is very clearly annoyed by him. She's happy because he brought her favorite snack or drink or whatever, yeah, but she is very much annoyed by her presence. And Okarun is still beating himself over the fact that, oh, Gigi got this sort of a reaction from her. Well, here's the thing. All in all, Gigi is still her childhood friend. He will know more about Momo, right? He will know what she likes, he will know what she dislikes, and he can bring her favorite snack. That's how it works. When you know someone, you know what they like. My friend doesn't like coconut. If I were to give him a chocolate bar in his birthday gift or whatever, I would not give him a coconut chocolate bar. Right? Simple. We know those things about our friends. And all in all, Momo and Okarun have not known each other for quite that long. More so, they're not. I mean, we don't know what's going on behind the scenes, but I'm getting the impression that they're not really hanging out all that much, right? Like, they hang out at school. They hang out at Momo's place after they're done saving the city or whatever, sure. But they don't, I don't know, meet up at a shopping mall for, I don't know, to browse for clothes, or just meet at the cinema or whatever, right? And those are kind of the situations where you get to meet people, right? Or rather, where you get to know people. You're walking past some, I don't know, some boutique, and she says, "I really like that dress," and hey, you know what kind of clothes she likes. Cool, that's piece of knowledge acquired, right? You're going to order somewhere, and she says, "I don't really like hamburgers. Let's go to the pizza place." Hey, another piece of knowledge, right? That's how you learn about people. I don't know if there's any other meetings and hanging out going behind the scenes outside of, like, off camera. Maybe not. But Gigi probably has the benefit of walking with Momo to school and from school, and maybe stopping by a crepes place, or stuff like that, and learning that. And of course, Okarun spirals instantly into depression. "I can't watch Miss Ayase amicably talk to that guy any longer. It will be the best move for myself and for Miss Ayase for me to remove myself from her life. She will be happy with Gigi, and I guess I'll be alone forever." So much drama. And then he finds some sort of inspiration in Taro, right? Because we have this mannequin, this anatomical model running at him. "I'm not gonna give up, right? Nobody can stop me. I have found my love, and nobody will stop me from getting to her." Completely opposite to Okarun, essentially, to Okarun's approach. And yeah, Gigi, of course, had to fuck things up, because why not? I love that his biggest concern is get away from Miss Ayase, and you have to wonder whether he's screaming that at Taro or he's screaming that at Gigi. Could be either. Cool piece of detail that he gets halfway henshin, but I'm gonna rip my shoes. I'm gonna rip my socks. They are freshly acquired. Granny Seiko bought them for me. Let's not rip them up, right? Let's put them aside, and well, I can't leave them laying down like that. Yeah, gotta tag them nicely, set them aside, and amazing chase scene with amazing music choice. But really, you can't go wrong with this music when it comes to running, when it comes to chase scenes, when it comes to races. I really like this scene. Zooming out slowly, right, on Okarun, and Okarun doing the Naruto run, and the, like, foreshortened perspective. That's cool. That's really cool. You make me limp. Where did that come from? uh yeah, Okarun's not leaving Momo. I like this bit of detail that, okay, sure, he exploded, but then he just reassembled himself, because that's what anatomical models are meant to do, right? You open the chest cavity, you pull out the liver, you pull out the spleen, you pull out the stomach, and then you put them back in place, right? So of course, a model like that would be able to do that. And he's also empowered by the golden ball, so, additionally. I think Gigi is just easily excited. I have a feeling. That might be a part of why he is. He seems to be this sort of a womanizer player, right? Like, he sees a cute girl and he immediately becomes excited by a cute girl. He sees a dude going through an entire henshin, he's immediately excited by that, right? He meets his childhood friend, he gets immediately excited by that. I think it's part of who he is, in that he's not necessarily, like, consciously a womanizer or whatever you want to call him, right? But it's just how he is, and people interpret it in one way or another. I love this bit. She grabbed his heart and just kept punching it and listening for screams of agony. She has that mischievous streak every now and then, doesn't she? She absolutely does. Golden Nut. A whole entire love story. And another bit of inspiration to Okarun. I really actually enjoy it. How Okarun gets, like, inspiration and realization and this sort of epiphany from the monsters they were chasing, right? My world used to be grey, but thanks to you, yeah, it became so colorful. Exact parallels to what happened when he met Momo, right? My duties are all over. Please hurry back. Yeah. You're the one I fell in love with. I won't let go of you no matter what. Yeah, I'll regret it for the rest of my life. All of that really strikes at Okarun, doesn't it? All of that really strikes at him. And he gets his resolve. And yeah, if he does nothing, then he will regret it for the rest of his life. Oh, that's a bunch of Serpoyans. I just wanted to get the title of the next episode, but I guess the player closed itself, so I'm not gonna. And I got spoiled on a bunch of villagers, Serpoyans. I don't even know who they were. Looked vaguely Serpoyan-like. All right. So that was episode 11, the penultimate episode of DANDADAN, and what do I say about it that I haven't already said? I did not expect this show to be introducing this many new characters this quickly, to be perfectly honest with you. I really expected it to go the route of Monster of the Week for a while, right? Like, Okarun got one of his balls back, cool. Now we're gonna go through, like, 3-4 different yokai and aliens and whatnot, who we believe might have gotten access to the ball, but turns out that they didn't have it. Or maybe we capture some monster that did have the ball, but it turns out he discarded it. Or maybe aliens are trying to kidnap Momo to force Okarun to give up his banana organ, right? I expected some of those plots, maybe. And kinda making our existing group of Okarun, Momo, and Aira kind of a little bit more tightly knit, right? Still continuing with just them and tightening up their friendship through their common struggles against monsters and yokai and aliens and whatnot. And then, after we get that, then we add a new character to spice things up. And then we knit them together so they make the new team, and then after that becomes I don't want to say stale, but known, then we add someone new to spice things up, right? That's usually how it goes. And eventually, after the second season, Okarun gets his second ball back, right? I fully expected something like that. I really did not expect the addition of a new character who already can perceive the supernatural. I expected Gigi to, okay, he's just a childhood friend who arrives, who kind of stirs things up, but he's not part of the team, quote unquote. But no, he very much is part of the team. For unknown reasons, he gained the paranormal vision, or whatever you wanna call it, and he's gonna become a part of the team in one way or another. And Okarun will get his ball back by the end of the next episode, probably. So it's really moving way faster than I suspected, but I don't dislike it, right? Because my expectations of how fast it should be moving are certainly born of other shows where they usually stretch things out a fair bit, right? Because if the heroes kill the demon lord, then, well, the story's kinda over, so we have to stretch it. And before you get to kill the demon lord, you gotta kill his generals. And before you get to the general, you have to help us save the kingdom. And before you help us save the kingdom, you need to find a holy grail. And to find a holy grail, you need to get an elven mage. And to get an elven mage, you have to parlay with the elves. And right, you stretch it out because you have like one endpoint to defeating the demon lord, and I mean it would be over in like 2 volumes, but your editor tells you we need at least 17, so you gotta stretch it. And that's usually how it goes. Or after the demon lord is defeated, you get a new threat, and somewhere along the line maybe the demon lord joins your party, or demon lord's daughter, right? Things like that. But this is moving much faster, and it doesn't feel bad because it's purposeful, because it's not stretching things. It's doing things at the pace that is required, that is needed. It's not doing things too fast, it's not doing things too slow, right? Characters are introduced exactly when they need to be introduced. Plots are closed and started whenever they need to be closed and started, right? Cool. I like it. Uh, I wonder where the story is gonna go after they find Okarun's second ball, because that's kind of the, defeating the demon lord, right? We find his second ball, and what then? He gets his ball back. We should probably release Turbo Granny, but do we really want to? And then what? Right? Maybe someone else gets one of their organs stolen. Maybe Gigi gets his balls stolen now, and we have to restore his. Something like that happens. But many shows and manga and light novels usually don't want to answer the question of what now. So they just stretch things and just move goalposts, and that's how it works. But not this one. DANDADAN is very much thought out through and through, and I very much enjoy this show for that sheer fact. So hey, I'm not complaining. I'm certainly not complaining. Anything else about this episode? Yeah, as I said, I really expected myself to hate Gigi, to hate him for being the third wheel, for being a cogblock, for being annoying, for being obnoxious, and things like that. But I really don't. I really don't, and I find it fascinating. And I guess similar thing happened to Turbo Granny in a way, where I usually really don't like mascots, but Turbo Granny works as a mascot. I usually don't like obnoxious characters, but Gigi works as an obnoxious character, right? For some reason, those two really work, despite me usually not liking those archetypes. I also wonder where the romance between Okarun and Momo is gonna go. Okarun certainly had an epiphany in this episode. Absolutely 100%. This was the moment he realized that he is in love with Momo. Does Momo realize that she's in love with Okarun? Probably not yet. So I wonder how's that gonna go? Are we going to see Okarun's attempt at wooing her? Probably not. Maybe some awkward attempts later on, right? He spends 2 weeks agonizing over it, and then eventually buys some tickets to a cinema and gives one to Momo and asks, all stammering and blushing, would you like to go with me? And she says, sure, absolutely, hey, let's go. And then she turns around and blushes and fiddles with her hair, right? Maybe. I don't know how quickly is that gonna progress. I really think we are for a slow burn overall. Uh, But we'll see about that. Yeah, one more thing that I really liked about this episode is how non-threatening the additional love interests are. That's something interesting to me, because usually when a show or manga or light novel or whatever has some sort of a romance plot or subplot and you introduce new characters who could be potential love rivals, there is always that possibility that, hey, maybe it's gonna be the other girl after all, right? Maybe it's not gonna be the first waifu, maybe he's gonna end up with someone else. The only anime that did that in recent memory, well, recent, would be Shuffle, I think, where it was not the main girl who actually won. But then again, Shuffle is based on a light novel where there are multiple paths, so they just kind of picked one of them and gave it an adaptation. But usually it's still the main girl that wins, right? But we still have that threat of someone else, right? Main girl meets a boy. Oh, is she gonna leave the main guy? Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. Maybe that will spring the main guy to meet up with the secondary wife, and maybe something's gonna strike between them, right? Not in DANDADAN. Like, it's extremely clear from the first moment that Aira is absolutely no danger to Momo, that Okarun only has his eyes for her and not for Aira. And it's extremely clear for the very first moment that Gigi is no danger to Okarun, that Momo only has her eyes for Okarun. It's refreshing. I like that. I actually like that. No unnecessary drama, no unnecessary like misunderstandings, no unnecessary shenanigans. That would probably annoy me if Okarun and Momo were to split up and misunderstand something and it takes them a season to go back together, like it goes with many rom-coms and romance shows. It would annoy me so much. But we're not doing that. It's clear who's the main couple. It's clear who's the only couple, right? You can't really ship Okarun with Aira, and you can't really ship Momo with Gigi. I mean, you can, right? Like, you're free to ship fucking Seiko with Turbo Granny if you want. But, right, like, there is no real basis for that, because Okarun and Momo is set in stone. And I really feel secure in that. And I like it, and I appreciate it. And I think that's gonna be it. Yeah, I think I said enough. I think that's gonna be it from me for today. So as always, you guys, no, not yet. That's gonna be it from me for today. So now you guys, you tell me, what did you think of this episode, of my reaction, my theories? Leave your comment down below. No spoilers, please, of course. You can leave them on my Discord if you like, but not in the comments. Like this video if you liked it. Subscribe to be notified of future videos, not only DANDADAN but also Shangri-La Frontier, Arifureta, Mao 2099, and plenty others coming in the future. Click the bell to be notified of when I go live and when those videos go up, because I go live sometimes, although recently not, because Alchemy Stars is shutting down and there are no real events that I could make videos on and streams on. Well, support the channel if you want monetarily on Patreon or YouTube down below, or not. Share my content, spread the word. It costs absolutely nothing and helps the channel an awful lot. And with all of that out of the way, that's gonna be it from me for today. So as always, you guys do all the good stuff, and I'm gonna see you in the next one. Cheers! And here's my wonderful Patreons: QB, Zerainer, Dr. Watt, Akamaser, Marsh, Fassel, and Hans Peter, and you can join them if you want without having to catch a mannequin.